Hello, and welcome to Cardinal Rewind. My name is Jonathan Warhardo.
And I'm Daniela Vidari.
So once again, we find ourselves right in the middle of another action-packed football season. On September 29th, the Cardinals hosted the 5th-ranked Javelinas of Texas AM Kingsville at Benson Stadium. The Javelinas took an early command of the game with this 31-yard run by Nate Popple with 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And yet again with another Popple run, this time for a 1-yard touchdown. With 36 seconds left in the quarter, the Javelinas handed the ball to Jonathan Woodson, who ran for 10 yards and the touchdown. At the start of the second quarter, Anthony Vela and Chaz Pavliska nailed Cardinal Davis in the end zone for a safety, and 2 points went on the board for UIW. However, with 10 minutes remaining in the first half, the Javelinas recovered a heartbreaking fumble off a botched punt and rushed down the field for another Kingsville touchdown to make the game 28-2. The Cardinals weren't about to give up, as Dominic Hamilton snagged a pass from Eric Missoni and ran 26 yards for the score, making it 28-9 to end the half. Thanks to some good defense, the Cardinals held the Javelinas scoreless in the third quarter, but unfortunately weren't able to capitalize with 2 missed field goals, one in the third and one in the fourth. Late in the fourth quarter, Myron Brew broke the solace and rushed for 18 yards and another touchdown, making the game 37-9 and putting this one in the books.
Eric Missoni finished 14 of 25 passes, completing 141 yards and scored 1 touchdown. Trent Rios rushed for 19 and had 52 yards. Nate Popple had 14 of 24, 131 yards, 6 rushes and 40 yards, scoring 2 runs. And Woodson scored 4 rushes, 37 yards, and 1 touchdown.
In Week 7, the Cardinals faced another nationally ranked opponent, the 3rd-ranked Abilene Christian Wildcats. As usual, the Cardinals came out ready for a fight. The Wildcats landed the first punch with this 1-yard run by Daryl Richardson with 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. On the next possession, ACU had no trouble putting points on the board, this time courtesy of a pass from Mitchell Gale to Edmund Gates to give the Wildcats a 14-0 lead. The Cardinals were dealt another blow when ACU's LB Suggs forced a helmet-hurdling fumble on receiver Andrew Mosio, recovered by Eric Edwards for a 30-yard run and another ACU TD. UIW struck back with an impressive pass from Eric Missoni to Donald Geis, making the game 24-7. Unfortunately, this story was short-lived as ACU quarterback Mitchell Gale passed to Sharkandrick West, who ran down the field for another touchdown, with 4 minutes remaining in the half. To begin the second half, ACU put together a 4-play drive, ending with this 41-yard completion to Edmund Gates. However, the crafty Cardinals had some tricks up their sleeve as Thomas Pisha executes a flea flicker and completes a pass to Dominic Hamilton for the touchdown, making the game 44-14. ACU was quick to answer with this pass from Gale to Radway, making it a 51-14 game at the end of the third. Abilene Christian escaped the wrath of the Cardinals, this time with a 54-17 victory, taking UIW to 2-5 and 2-4 in the Lone Star Conference.
Eric Missoni completed 9 of 18 passes, had 56 yards and 1 touchdown. Canyon had 19 rushes and 94 yards. Gates completed 17 of 26 passes, 379 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Radway had 5 catches, 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also playing at home, the UIW women's volleyball team played against East Central Oklahoma University. In the first game, Bonheur digs the ball, is set up by Cardinal, and Bonheur returns it over. Then East Central sets it up and gets a kill versus the Cardinals. East Central attacks the ball is dug by Cardinal, set up by Grayson, and attacked by Smith. East Central attacks back, the ball is dug by Bonheur and set over by Cardinal. East Central sets up the attack and is blocked. Ladd passes the ball to Cardinal, who sets up Grayson. Grayson sets it over, and East Central tips the ball to the open zone. Third game, Ladd gets a dig. Cardinal sets up the ball to Grayson, who attacks, but is dug by East Central defenders. The dig is an overpass and blocked by Hanaway. The Lady Cardinals played hard and were victorious, beating ECO in 5 games. Final scores: first game 25-20, 25-11, 21-25, 25-11, and 15-13.
The Cardinals had 47 kills, 10 blocks, 46 assists, and 86 digs on the match. The Tigers had 52 kills, 4 blocks, 52 assists, and 80 digs on the match.
The UIW men's soccer team has also been playing hard against the opponents of our new Lone Star Conference. The guys came out in Week 7 and faced the West Texas A&M Buffaloes. The Buffs were no match for the Cardinals' quick offense. Junior forward Callum Riley scored the first goal of the game in the 32nd minute of the first half. West Texas soon tied up the game in the 40th minute, leaving the win up for grabs with a score of 1-1 at halftime. The Cardinals fought hard in the second half of the game as junior forward Jesus Cortez put his speed to use, dribbled through the defenders, and scored a second goal for the Cardinals in the 60th minute to seal the win 2-1. Following that game, the Cardinals played the second nationally ranked Midwestern Mustangs. The Cardinals played a nail-biter against the Mustangs going into double overtime. UIW goalkeeper Chris Fiddler played one of his best games with a total of 10 saves, including a crucial deflection of a penalty kick to keep the game tied at 0-0, creating one of the biggest upsets for Midwestern's nearly perfect record. In Week 9, the Cardinals played our longtime rival St. Mary's on the Rattler turf. The guys took care of business despite hagglers and a few unfavorable referee calls, bringing home a win of 3-0. Goals were scored by John Stephenson, Joseph Gardner, and Callum Riley. Men's soccer is now ranked 8th in the conference with an overall record of 10-1-3 and 2-1-2 in conference.
The Lady Cardinals are coming off a 6-game win streak, the most recent wins at home against the Greyhounds of Eastern New Mexico University and the West Texas A&M Buffaloes. Against the Greyhounds, the Lady Cardinals dominated the game en route to a 4-1 victory. UIW struck early with a goal by freshman Amber Gunther in the first 9 minutes, making the game 1-0. 18 minutes later, another freshman, Sydney Solomon, scored her 4th goal of the season, lifting the Cards to a 2-0 lead. 2 minutes later, the dominating Cardinals would score yet again, this time courtesy of junior Sarah Leyendecker, who closed out the half for the Cardinals 3-0. Against the Buffs, the Lady Cards prevailed with a 2-1 overtime win in a thriller at Benson Stadium. The game-winning goal in extra time was scored by freshman forward Kelsey Asher, taking the Cardinals to 8-3-2 overall and 6-1 in the Lone Star Conference. The Lady Cardinals are coming off a close 0-1 home loss to the Midwestern State University Lady Mustangs with a goal by MSU's Maddie Frazier in the 61st minute of play. MSU remains undefeated in the Lone Star Conference and 13-1 overall, while UIW drops to 8-4-2 and 4-2 in the Lone Star Conference.
On to outdoor sports. On October 2nd, the UIW cross-country team hosted their invitational at Live Oak City Park. Hitting the trails, the UIW cross-country team's vigorous training has paid off as both men and women's teams placed 2nd overall in the 5th annual UIW cross-country invitational. Seniors Adrian Carrillo and Amos Santos were pleased with the team's efforts, but feel they can improve their placement in upcoming events.
I don't want to pinpoint it completely on youth, but we still have a developing team. We've never really we still haven't run everybody completely healthy. Not to say that that's an excuse, but I mean, it definitely hinders a race when we can't have our entire team running 100% or even like 80, you know, everybody feeling good. We haven't really had that yet, but I do expect big things once we get everybody going.
I feel that I did all right. As a team, we did pretty great. There's always room for improvement, so we'll do that.
With continued training, Coach Riedel is confident his athletes will hold their own versus the new conference competition.
You know, our men have won the Heartland Conference the last 2 years in a row, and we won, you know, fairly easily. So it is going to be a lot harder. We were picked to finish 5th in the conference on the men's side and 7th on the women. We think that both of those are lower rankings than what we will finish.
Chris Fiddler is the UIWtv Male Athlete of the Week. From Bramhall, Cheshire, England, Fiddler is the goalkeeper for the Cardinals, with a 83% goals against average ratio, 6 shutouts, and 51 saves on the year. Chris is a formidable challenge for any opponent. Congratulations, Chris.
UIW's Female Athlete of the Week is sophomore runner Marie Trauflard. Trauflard personally finished 3rd overall, covering the 5K course in 19.15 in the UIW Invitational and helped lead the team to a 2nd place. She's also the first incarnate runner to earn the Lone Star Conference Runner of the Week award. Congratulations.
Thank you for watching Cardinal Rewind.
I'm Daniela Vidari.
And I'm Johnny Guajardo.
If you have any comments or suggestions, please email us at uiwtv@uiwtx.edu.
Until then, we'll see you next month.